is Sarah Lynn Kelly, and today I'm going to be talking about good nutrition. So, as an outline, we're going to be talking about the 7 priorities of the body. We're also going to be talking about the necessity for eating pure, concentrated whole foods, and then lastly, we're going to talk about the 5,000-year-old empirical knowledge of Chinese herbs. So, when you eat food, your body gets nutrients from that food and it converts it into energy. And the first place that body is going to put that energy into is the first priority of the body, which is vital functions. This is the beating of your heart, the breathing of your lungs, and the functionality of your brain. If there's any energy left over from that, it'll take it on to the next priority of the body, which is muscular functions. This can be as simple as picking up a piece of food or picking up a drink. It can also be getting out of the way of a car that's coming at you. And also, it can be the muscular contractions of your esophagus, your stomach, and your intestines as food moves through you. So, if you have energy left over from that, then the body is going to go on to the third priority, which is cleansing. So, we accumulate toxins from the water we drink, the food we eat, the air we breathe, our environment, even our emotions and our feelings are related to certain chemicals in the body. So basically, we accumulate toxins. We can't help it. So we need to have a way of cleaning that. If you guys ever have heard of anybody that has gone septic in the hospital, it doesn't take very many days for them to become deceased after they've gone septic. So it's important to be able to clean the body. And this moves on to our fourth priority of the body, if we have any energy left over, which is defense. So we're constantly come in contact with people who not only have symptoms of being sick, a cold, a flu, whatever it is, but also we come into contact with people who don't have the symptoms yet. And also Western diseases such as heart attacks, any heart disease, any obesity, cancer, autoimmune diseases, bone, kidney disease, brain disease, all of that is nutrition related. So we want to be able to feed ourselves so that we don't arrive at that state. And then the fifth priority of the body, if we have any energy left over beyond defense, is fat maintenance. So we don't want to have too little fat because we want to be able to protect especially our vital functions from being hurt. And also we need a little bit of fat around our bodies so that we protect our bones and we protect various parts of our bodies as well. But we don't want too much fat. Too much fat causes disease as well. If you have too much fat, it causes rigidity in the body, and you can start to occlude your blood vessels and your arteries. And when you occlude your blood vessels and your arteries, you restrict the blood flow, and your blood carries oxygen and nutrients. So when you restrict blood flow to certain cells, tissues, and organs in the body, then you can eventually allow that organ to shut down. So you want to be able to have pure, non-restricted blood flow throughout the body. And the last priority of the body, if you're able to get up that high with nutrition, is mental clarity. So we need to be able to identify our positive and our negative thoughts and also the negative thought patterns. So we need to be able to avoid accumulating negativity in the body. Our consciousness is very important, and if you're not in the right mindset, if you're not able to see things, then it restricts you from being able to live in the flow of life, and which eventually prevents you from being able to live up to your highest purpose. So then let's talk a little bit about purity of food. So the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, has been stated that 60% of our herbicides, 90% of our fungicides, and 30% of our insecticides are carcinogenic, meaning that they cause cancer. And we are exposed to cancer all the time. We're exposed to cancer cells, we're exposed to carcinogens in the body all the time, but our body is constantly keeping them in check. Our immune system, if it's fed at a higher level, is constantly tagging those and getting rid of them in the body. But carcinogens and toxins cause other adverse reactions in the body, so we want to try to just keep our food as clean as we can. And also, if we go back to the 7 priorities of the body, that third function, very important, is cleansing. So just take that workload away from that third function so that you can get on to that fourth function, which is defense, which is very important as well. So we're also going to talk about eating concentrated foods. So our soils are not the same as they were 50 years ago, meaning they don't have the same nutrients. They've been severely depleted of nutrients. In fact, nowadays, you can't eat enough food in order to get the nutrients that you need. You literally can't fit it into your stomach. So I don't care who you are, how healthy you are, how healthy you think you are, you need to eat concentrated food to make up for that lack of nutrients. So then lastly, we're going to talk about whole or raw or living foods. And these are basically just unprocessed plant foods. And they have the 5 components to a whole food. And the 5 components are fatty and amino acids, protein, minerals and vitamins, and lastly, complex carbohydrates. And also these foods have enzymes. So there is enzymes in whole food that, first of all, if you were to watch a whole food as you pick it off the plant and as it sits there in your kitchen, it changes. And what's causing the change is enzymes. And these same enzymes, since we are made up of the same stuff as every living thing, are the same enzymes that do those tasks in our body. So if I were to eat this banana, the enzymes would be able to, first of all, self-destruct the banana so that my body doesn't have to do the work and break it down. But also the enzymes then, when they're done, get incorporated into my body and then can help my body perform the tasks that it needs to function at a higher level. So you want to have the enzymes. You want to have the live food. You want to take the work away from your body. You want to be able to eat the highest quality of nutrition that you possibly can. And then lastly, we're going to talk about Chinese herbs. So the Chinese have studied herbs for more than 5,000 years, and this is called empirical knowledge when they study it on their people and they record the results. So they really know they have thousands of herbs, and they really know which herbs feed which parts of the body. So they know which foods feed the immune system, the cardiovascular system, the endocrine system, digestive system, respiratory system. These are the 5 systems of the body according to Eastern philosophy. And there's a couple, Dr. Tei-Fu Chen, who's a world-renowned herbalist and pharmacologist, and Dr. Oilin Chen, who is a licensed Western medical doctor. They're a married couple, and they own a company called Sunrider. And you can check them out at sunrider.com, or you can also look at my website, rootshealthandwellness.com, and there's a tab for Sunrider Nutritionals. And they basically make the highest quality foods. They make pure, concentrated, whole food products. So they don't just make foods, they also make fruit and veggie rinse. They make other household cleaning products. They make supplements. So I take spirulina, and they also make formulations feeding the female and the male reproductive systems. They make makeup that's all whole foods and pure and concentrated. They make toothpaste, all kinds of things. And their factories are pharmaceutical grade. They own the soils. They clean the foods even afterwards. They use reverse osmosis in their factories. They clean the air every 2 minutes. This is the highest quality, raw, concentrated whole foods possible. And Dr. Tei-Fu Chen is a member of the royal family, and he knows the herbs and what they do for the body and how to prepare them, which parts of the plant to use, and how to formulate them together to make a powerful combination of herbs that perform a certain function. So if you'd like to check them out, you can go to sunrider.com, or you can also check out my website, rootshealthandwellness.com. And just to demonstrate, I'm going to eat a Sunrider shake in front of you. So every morning I make a big vat of Cali tea. This is the cinnamon flavor. It's a raw tea, and it feeds the cleansing functions in the body. And then I just use it throughout the day to make shakes. This is a nice warm drink this morning. So this is my Sunrider hot chocolate, I call it. So I'm going to pour a cup of the cinnamon raw tea. And then this is Sunrider's Vita Shake. And it has a powerful combination of nutrients in it that are all raw. And it's also got Vas from the chicory root to help with digestion, and a little bit of dietary fiber in it as well. And then this is Quinery. This is their 48 herb formulation that feeds the 5 systems of the body: the immune system, circulatory system, endocrine, digestive, respiratory. And I pour that into it as well, and I stir it up, and I drink it down, and it kind of just tastes like a really good for you hot chocolate. I put a little too much tea in here today. So good. So I hope you enjoyed my broadcast for today, and stay tuned for more broadcasts from Sarah Lynn Kelly.